So for those who do not know, this is a little episode on getting unstuck and how to find hope and loss. And so you were on the top of my list when I was thinking about this for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
First of all, you have helped counsel, coach my family and myself for even my folks, like there's 20 plus
24 years. Yeah.
24 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long run.
And also both of my marriages, you being a part of, and just myself, my own journey for 8 years. And
your mom's recent wedding.
Oh, that's right. And my mom, shoot. Yeah, that's right. So lots of stuff there.
Yeah.
I want to put that down for people so they understand. And so you've just been such a, what have you been? It's like this spring of hope for me. And so as I'm, thinking about, I want to share you with the planet and find out what is your secret?
Secret sauce.
So this is Kim Unrau. So why don't you, who are you? What is your title, your profession? Give us a quick little introduction of who you are and what you do.
I have my own company, Inspired Life Training, work with individuals, marriages, families, leaders. It's kind of my sweet spot as leaders. And actually it's to help them get unstuck. At one point at the beginning, I would say, I'm an emotional tow truck driver. And so one guy shot back, he's like, so you drive a truck and cry a lot? Or so I was like, oh, no. I help people get unstuck emotionally. So you drive into a ditch, forward, reverse. You can't get out on your own. Right. You might need someone to come along and just pull you out for a bit. Yeah. Just get you back on the path and okay, how did you get here? Okay, next time I think I'd recommend this, but let's be on your way. So that's what I desired to do, is to help get people unstuck. Do
you use that exact word?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. And so just because everyone gets stuck, everyone gets a bit lost. Everyone gets in their own head. Everyone goes through loss. Everyone has some kind of lack in their life. It's almost like the design is that you're going to need help. We're all designed to need community, to need feedback, to need a mirror in front of us to go, this is who I think I am. Who do you say that I am? Right. And so just trying to be that for people. Just let me remind you who you are, and let's discern together as to who you're called to be and help you get there. So we go back into childhood stuff. It's like, okay, where did that get you stuck? Go back into even present stuff or recent stuff or yesterday stuff. It's like, how did that get you stuck? And then what are the mindsets or the truth? If the truth sets you free, then what is the truth you need to know? What are the lies that you believe? And then helping them move forward. And so it's so rewarding. So I do that about 3 days a week. And then the rest of my time is discipleship and mentoring, which is a big word. And obviously discipleship has a spiritual component. So we spend quite a bit of time helping people learn how to lead others toward fulfillment, towards understanding their calling, their what they're passionate about, and getting them on that journey. And there's people that are stuck in poverty, people that are stuck in just feeling lost. That's kind of our sweet spot.
Well, shoot, you just answered. I have a list of questions here, and you basically answered most of them. So anyway, thank you. Hey, well done. And sometimes I wonder. So you're the Inspired Life Training. So are you considered a coach or a counselor?
An emotional health coach.
An emotional health. Oh, I like that line.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, emotional health.
I was going to put in emotional tow truck driver,
Yeah.
but not many people understood it. So I was
Yeah,
just like,
it has
pass.
maybe some connotations. Okay, and so you said everybody has loss, or everybody has been stuck or gets stuck.
Yeah.
So I'd love to ask you a little bit about your personal self,
Okay.
and then I'd like to see, what kind of tricks how do you, what works, what has worked, what hasn't worked for as you worked with leaders, people, couples.
Yeah.
I know you're trained with a lot of couple stuff. So real quick, I'm this is a tweak on a question I just heard a couple weeks ago. Is if you were in a room with everyone you've ever met, who would you gravitate towards first in order to thank them for helping you get unstuck?
What a question. I would have to stop first at my bride. We've been married 37 years, and she has just been the most patient, most kind, most ass-kicking. It's like, she's just like, no, what are you going to do about that? So she just is very merciful, but very strong. I always knew I wanted to marry a strong woman, and then I did, and it's like, oh, she's strong. And so I'd have to thank her. I'd have to thank some of my really close long-term friends, the Bruces, the Chris's, the Nigels. Oh, Nigel, man. So just their ability to come alongside of me when I'm stuck. In my moments of great loss, they have just flown to wherever I am. These
Like
guys.
literally flown.
Yeah, they're there within 2 days. Nigel lives in London, England, right? So he'll just like, I'm coming over. I'm like, okay. It's like, and people will stay up all night praying for me, all that kind of stuff. And so just the group of friends, which has been a journey. I have a lot of loss around friendship. And so the choice to trust again and to be vulnerable again, to open up the vault again, knowing that they could really hurt me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I'm willing to pay that cost for the benefit that I know is there, even though the cost is outrageous. So I'd have to thank my friends. There's been some spiritual mentors that have believed in me, have seen things in me that I didn't see, and I owe them a debt of gratitude I can never repay. And so, so John and Curry, and so I mean, just all these people that have been patient and kind and gentle, and yet really call you out. It's like, no, that I think you're capable of so much more. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. It's like, oh, you are, and we're going to give you an opportunity.
Right.
And I'm like, but, and so they'll set it up so that I have to take this step, even though on my own I would never take it.
So, okay, so there's this beautiful thing. First of all, I mean, I feel like you're answering the Emmy Awards or whatever. The Grammy Awards. It's like, I don't want to forget anybody.
Yeah.
You broke the rules.
Yeah.
You're breaking the rules. And I love it. It sounds like you have a lot of friends. And I want to come back to this idea of, in a state of loss. And I know some of your story. You have experienced some loss in your life. As you mentioned, loss of friends. You've also lost your son.
Yep.
To cancer.
He was 15 years old to bone cancer, the Terry Fox version.
And this was how long?
12 years ago.
12 years.
Yeah.
So you've got some scars, right?
Financial loss, vocational loss. Yeah, it's just, and they'll put you in the fetal position in a corner pretty quick.
Right. Yeah, and so this is what I want to look at, right?
Okay.
Is because you have Prost.
Yeah. Come on.
Ching. It's in that, when you're in that zone, when you're in that state, when you're in the emotional fetal position or physical,
Both.
both at the same time. It's I love, first of all, that you kind of honor, like, everyone has loss, right? Everyone does experience.
Your path will be narrow, and you will fall off at some point.
Yeah,
that is a prophecy that's just true,
right? and so what's fascinating is, like, someone like yourself who is seen as and is a leader who coaches people out of this. That's what I'm fascinated by, is like when you have been in emotional fetal position. You listed off whatever 10 people that have been there for you, stayed up in in the middle of the fly physically to. What do you think is the most important thing? What has spoken to you the most when you've been in the deepest, darkest points of loss? What has been the biggest? What has had the biggest impact on you that has allowed you to turn towards hope?
The difficult piece is the background before that, because to establish those kind of friendships, like no one ever taught me how to build friendships. No one ever taught me how to be vulnerable. No one ever taught me how to invite people on this journey to say, hey, at some point, I'm going to want to share 100% of who I am with you. My thoughts, my feelings, my secrets, my shame, my dreams. And so that process has just got a ton of carnage in it. And I remember a few years ago, I took a look at my friendship history, and I had about an 80% failure rate on friendships that I would pursue. So I pursue friends all the time. Like I just drove to Kamloops yesterday because I want to pursue a friendship. The guy I just met, but I'm like, oh, we're supposed to be friends. And so I'll just drive there and hang out for a couple days because I'm pursuing friendship.
Right.
And it's a risk, and who knows. And so over the years, it's like I absolutely need friends like that who I can be there for you. And I want to, so we often do the 100% questions, like out of the 100% that is you. How much
Sorry, say that again?
Out of the 100% that is you.
Yeah.
Thoughts, feelings, dreams, secrets, shame. How much do I know? How much have you shared with me? And how much have you shared with other people? And is there anybody in your world that has 100%? Because
cool question.
I can't love you until I know you. So this issue of being known, the Old Testament has a word called yada, and it's used 900 times in the Old Testament. It means to know, to be known, and to be deeply respected. And it's used in our connection with God. And so God goes, I want to know you. I'm like, well, you know everything. It's like, no, I want you specifically to tell me. I want you to open up the vault and let me in. All the fears and insecurities and shame. And I want you to cast your cares at me. And so I'm like, oh, this is foreign territory. And then I want you to turn around and do that same thing to others, right? So with my wife, it's like, what would it look like for me to go to 100% with her?
Ooh, yeah.
With my friends,
I mean, that's a good question.
What would it look
for
like
couples
to go to 100%?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so at that point, the shame has no power. So to build those kind of friendships, first of all, is the secret sauce. It's like, I will choose to be known, and I will choose to know. And in that process, there's rejection, abandonment, insecurity, betrayal, gossip. I mean, all that kind of stuff gets in there. And like I said, 80% failure rate, which made me want to quit.
Ooh, yeah.
It's like, just forget it. Just forget it. Now, that's not true in the last 8 years.
Okay.
But until then, it was an 80% failure rate. And I just didn't really know how to choose them very well. I just like, want to be my friend? It's like, which looks a little bit needy. So back to your question, like what is the biggest thing?
Yeah, the most impactful. Yeah.
Probably just to know that I'm not alone. Like I would have my friends just show up at my door, ding dong, and like, you live 4 hours away from me. Why? What brings you to my house today? It's like, I just have the sense that you're not okay. And then I start crying. He goes, let's go for a drive. Let's find out what's going on. Right? And he'll ask me questions, and I'll argue with him, and then find out that yes, indeed, I'm not okay. And so the not alone but pursued, which is a statement of value. Like when you're not okay, I want to know you. And so most people listening to this or watching this are going to go, so happy for you, Kim. I've got nobody like that in life. It's like, glad you got that, but that feels like an impossibility, which then leads to hopelessness. And it's like, that's not an option for me. Nobody in my world is at that level. And I'm like, that sounds familiar to me. Like nobody was at that level. I wasn't at that level.
Right.
Like back when we started, like my first solid adult friend, Mark Slynn, back in Niagara Falls, I was 24. And I'm like, I want to share some stuff with you that will be vulnerable. And he goes, okay. And it was just this weird moment, right? And I went from 20 to 25%. And then he's like, oh, I want to share some stuff with you. And then he went from 20 to 60% in one day. And I'm like, I have never felt the euphoria of being trusted with someone else's heart, even though it was abuse in his background, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, hi, Mark. And it was just this, wow, you opened the vault and brought the treasure, even though you think it's dark and shameful and I shouldn't tell anybody. I made a vow when I was a kid I would never tell anybody. But when you bring it out into the light, that's when love can get at it. So to have friends knock on my vault and say, we want to know what's in there and we want you to bring it into the light so love can get at it and truth can get at it. That's probably been the most profound entity. And I mean, you're obviously picking up that faith is big and spiritual journey is big and Jesus is big in my life. So they'll also help me connect with Jesus when I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to pray. I'm kind of done with him. I'm offended with him because if my life looks like this and you're supposed to be in charge of some things and my life looks like as horrible as it does and my son just died, it's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't trust you. And so it's a faith crisis that they'll walk me through. And so it's like, okay, let's talk about what you're offended about. Let's talk about your anger, your insecurity. And they'll go through my negative emotions and help me unpackage and vent through my mouth, through my eyes, through my hands, what I'm carrying, the loss that I'm carrying.
So it's this, okay, this is so beautiful. And I actually got a little emotional when you started talking about how people have, just shown up on your door.
Yeah, ding dong.
Because that, I mean, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
And it's when you experience that, it's a beautiful healing thing.
Well, first of all, it was an embarrassment. It's like, I want to be healthy enough not to need you to show up my door.
Oh yeah, because I got some
shame that you need to be at my door. But then once you get past that, they're like, can we? It feels like you need somebody to carry you for a bit because you're not walking okay. And I'm like, okay, I guess I need you to carry me. And then it gets beautiful.
So if you, we're kind of getting into working with clients and stuff, which I'm fascinated about all of this. But it's like for you personally, one of the biggest keys or impactful things has been has been a willingness for you to be vulnerable with friends, just having great friends, open friends that allow you to just throw all your stuff on the table, has been super healing. And you said something, some people watching this would be like, yeah, that's so happy for you. Like, wow,
I've tried it.
I don't even know.
Like my family has not been there for me. My friends are not. They're selfish and they're myopic and they don't really care. They don't know how to care. They don't know how to listen. I mean, we all have the friends that love to talk all the time. It's like, well, my wife has developed this front row mentality where you don't really get to pick who's in your theater, but you get to choose where they sit. And the closer to the front of the theater they are, the more power their voice has, the more weight their voice has. And so I've got a lot of people in the back of my theater.
Right.
Could be family, could be friends, whatever, but I don't give a lot of weight to their voice. But I get to choose who to move forward.
Right.
And those are the ones that are willing to be vulnerable with me and that are willing to journey with me in my vulnerability. And then I call them up and I bring them forward and I listen to them really well.
Right.
And I ask for help. It's like, I think I need some help.
Right.
And they're like, done. When today or tomorrow. I'm like, oh.
So I'd love to tie this into how you have worked with you coach and walk with people professionally. And you've done this for many, many years. Like I said, even my own folks have raved about you and how you've walked them through. And I have as well. I do as well. And I'm curious how over the last 20 decades that you've been working with people, and as you've seen all of these people unstuck, right? If you could put all those people that you've ever worked with in a room, right? They're all there, and all the, hey, how are you doing? What's happening? And all the stuckness and all the hopelessness that has been in front of you in those rooms and coffee shops that you've connected with these people. What is the common thread that you would lace through all of what do they all have in common?
Travis Bradbury's got a great book, EI 2.0. It's an older book, but he just kind of unpackages emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence being defined is the ability to understand your emotions and manage them in a healthy manner. And that's where most people get stuck. And so that moves into ability to understand your relationships and manage them in a healthy manner, right? So you can't do that unless you're able to manage your own emotions. And so I had to, most of our childhoods are not filled with safe places to talk about our negative emotion. Hey, Dad, I have some lust I want to talk to you about. It's like, it's just not a thing, right? Or like, I am so pissed off right now. It's just not, he's like, no, calm down. No, right. Don't give me that face. And so it's not normally a safe thing to bring our negative emotion to the family, to parents, siblings, whatever. And so we've been taught and trained, temper that, okay? Anger comes down. Okay, interest.
Nice. Be nice.
Yeah, no, don't be the most interesting. Be the most interested person in the room. I mean, that's part of that's sales. That's everything, right? And so, therefore, we don't know what to do with our negative emotion. So when I see people stuck, they're stuck in their negative emotion.
Okay.
Always. It's like I have some insecurity that I don't know what to do with. Yeah. I have some. I mean, some people say I've addiction, gambling, whatever. You know, so I don't know what to do with my emotions. So I'm moving to some addictive either substance or behavior that I don't know what to do with.
Right.
Or I have patterns in my relationship I don't know what to do with. Yeah. Or I in my anger I blow up things all the time and I don't know why and I don't know what to do about it. Or I don't trust people. I have an intimacy anorexia. I just have a big wall and I live behind my wall. Yeah. And I don't understand why people don't want to be with me. You know, so we have been designed, I believe, by God to have certain attachment needs. This is Dr. Sue Johnson did a lot of great work. And so attachment needs are like, I need to feel secure. I need to feel significant. Right. So under security is like, can I trust you? Will you take my side and protect me? Significance, will you listen to me? Do you make me a priority? Do I belong? Will you spend time with me and invest? You know, so it's like, if I don't feel significant, then I'm insignificant. If I don't feel secure, then I'm insecure. And so all of our negative emotion, and this was Dr. Sue Johnson, her book, Created for Connection is one of them. But anyway, all of her, it's like every negative emotion we feel is because of a lack of one of these attachment needs. And I'm like, so I started to look at that. It's like, okay, when I blew up over there, oh yeah, I had this attachment need that wasn't met. And so when I see people stuck, I'm like, oh, you have a negative emotion that you don't know what to do with. So people come as like, I'm depressed. It's like, okay. Depression, the best definition I know of is a long series of unresolved losses that have culminated in the loss of hope. So you have lost finances, lost relationship, lost business, lost friendship, loss with your own health, loss with your confidence. You thought you were good, then realized you weren't good, or you failed at something. Loss because of some shame came in, or whatever the negative emotion is. You don't know what to do with your loss, and therefore you have lost hope because you're just spinning in loss. And so to find them in whatever pit they're in and go, okay, let's start with some empathy. And so I'll be able to go, I may not be able to connect with all of your stuff, but I know a little bit what it feels like to be lost. Right. And I have no judgment for you, and I'm here to help. And it's just not to be alone and to have a safe place to talk about, I am so scared, or I'm so angry, or I'm so lonely, or I'm depressed or anxious. Like, my favorite people are the anxious people. Because I just have such confidence that within a few months, you're going to go from absolute paralyzing OCD spinning anxiety to peace and connection. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Well, I love your confidence in that. Yeah. I was just talking to a client about anxiety and stuff too. And but it's a scary thing being in the middle of it, right? Because you're like, well, how do I get out of this?
It feels like you're never, this is never going to change.
But it's kind of cool because you just said a couple of the same things in different ways. Is like even talking about yourself, talking about how one of the keys was having a safe place
Yes.
with your friends, right?
Yes.
Like that was like the first step was coming. Can I be vulnerable? Can I trust you? Can I share my stuff with you? And so, and then you mentioned what you do with you do the same thing with your clients, with
Yes.
your people is, hey, it's okay. You're safe here.
Yeah.
I can,
And
you're not alone.
No, and you're not a failure just because you're feeling stuck right now. You know, because
that'd be a yes.
yeah, it's like no, everyone gets stuck.
Yeah.
This is just how you're stuck right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've been stuck. You know, and so you start to tell stories. It's like, oh, I remember, you know, looking up which mental hospital I was going to pick to go to because I had a bleeding stomach ulcer and I wasn't able to eat food for 3 months, and so obsessive compulsive whatever. And they're like, really? It's like, yeah. And it feels so scary because you think you're losing your friggin' mind. And they're like, yeah. You know, and normally we don't talk like that. It's not like a conversation at the grocery store, right? But when somebody's willing to be honest and vulnerable about their journey, it's like, I have a little understanding as to what it's like for me to be stuck. So first of all, no shame. Well done. Affirmation seems to be the secret key that unlocks. It's like you.
Oh, I like that.
You've done really well in asking for help. That's one of the bravest things you've done all year. Okay, and most people don't.
Right.
Okay, John Gottman says that couples wait usually 7 years too long to ask for help. That's the research on that. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about. And people do the same thing. They'll wait for until it gets absolutely desperate, and then they'll reach out for something. You're right. So just tons of affirmation, which we're all starving for. That's one of our attachment needs. It's like, will you encourage and affirm me, and respect? I mean, respect is oxygen for us as men. And so just to affirm them and then say it's a safe place, and you please don't hide, just be completely brutally honest.
Right.
And then they're like, okay, and people have to choose that. And then they actually start to move forward, and we begin to look at their negative emotion and then say, okay, step one is to start being really honest with your negative emotion, whether it's going for walks and just, you know, spitting nails and I'm sick and tired, or writing letters to people that have hurt or wounded you. And then we start to go through a journey that's like, okay, what are some of the lies that you believed from these events? Because these events always produce lies. Right. So growing up, I was told, shut up, Kim, nobody wants to hear what you have to say. And that just sounded true to me.
Right.
And so in context with people older than me or people in authority over me, I would shut up, even to age 25. And it wasn't until I'm like, oh, I think I believe a lie. My wife caught me on that one. She goes,
nice
family reunion. She goes, why were you so quiet today? I'm like, oh, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. And she's like, who told you that? I'm like, oh, it's just true.
Yeah.
You know, so we kind of dug down deep, and then I went to my friends, and it's like, I believe that nobody wants to hear what I have to say. So I want you to tell me the truth. None of this soft and what happens inside of you when I speak? And they're like, oh, Kim, you don't know. And I just start weeping. It's like, because the lie started to get broken. So when I find people that are stuck in negative emotion, it's like, okay, let's get honest with how you got here, and then let's speak the truth about how that works and doesn't work for you, and then understand that there's probably a lie. Anything that makes us feel small, anything that makes us quit, anything that produces fear is lie-based.
Oh man,
so,
I love this.
So then they're like, no, it's not a lie, it's a truth. I should shut up because nobody wants to. It's like, it sounds true because you've been living in it for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever. But I'm telling you, it's tripping you up. And the truth is, you might have something profound to say. So just opening their aperture to go, what I believe might be based in lies. And if I want freedom, I need to abandon that, reject that, and move towards truth.
Okay, so there's so much here. I feel like I could talk. We could talk for so long because I'm fascinated by this, and I've actually experienced the same. I've experienced you know, you've walked with me through marriages,
and we're not even aware that our beliefs are might be lie based. They're just reality for us.
Right. They feel so true.
I mean, some childhood lies. It's like, you will never amount to anything.
Right.
You know, my client yesterday. If there's something wrong with you, you know, it's just like, and as they go, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that for 20 years. Something's wrong with me.
So so somebody that's might be watching this or listening to this, and again thinking like, that all sounds great. Like say you gave me, what's step like 0.5? Right? Like if step one, like to be honest and vulnerable, especially for someone who doesn't have any any context or grid for being actually sharing some of this stuff. And what happens if I start digging and like what's down there?
Ooh.
Like will I be able to handle this? Like what if I fall apart and break apart? Like what if I'm thinking about those kinds of people and those conversations, right?
Oh yeah. At some point, the distress of chaos, loneliness overcomes the hurdle of vulnerability. It's at some point, it's like, I am so stuck. I am so hungry. I am so lonely. I am so lost that I'm just going to have to start calling out for help.
Okay.
Need some help over here. It's just like flagging down
Thinking
people.
of the Austin Powers.
Yeah.
I'm deeply injured. I believe my wounds are starting to smell like almonds.
And the first person that you flag down might just ignore you or flip you off or whatever, or they'll stop and it's like, yeah, you're way too stuck for me. Sorry, see you later. And then you're like, oh, now I'm more alone. So I just kept on flagging down people until somebody was able to help me.
Okay.
I mean, if you continue the tow truck situation, it's like, I am stuck.
Right. Yeah.
And so in college, I was stuck, bleeding stomach ulcers, all that kind of stuff, and I just kept on asking for help until some people came by, and I'd say I need to. And now that's a really vulnerable thing to say. I need some help over here.
No doubt. Yeah.
But at some point, the desperation overcomes everything.
Oh, that was the word that was coming, because that's in the addiction world. There's they call it the gift of desperation, right? And so I love that you say that is that nudging of, oh man, I feel stuck, but I don't quite have.
And the shame is such a high role. Like we actually go after shame all the time because it's not a gift to us. It is something that blocks us. It's something that hinders us. And so, to say I am so stuck and there's a storm coming. And so I'm just going to start flagging down everything that moves as seeing who can help me, and then when you choose either a coach or a counselor, you can have a session or two and go, no, and then move on. Right. Okay. So because some people won't really be able to have it. They may not have the tools or the empathy or understanding of what your current situation is. And so keep on moving until you have a group of friends. And so probably the secret sauce is that tenacity of like, I will continue to flag, I will continue to initiate, I will continue to go on I call them angry prayer walks. I go on a lot of angry prayer walks because anger is a cover for fear and for pain. And so when I have fear and pain, I have to go get it out. So I don't carry it so it doesn't become toxic in me.
So that's a thing that you do on your own.
Yes.
And you just.
But then I tell somebody.
Okay. So
I go deal with it in a spiritual context first.
On your own.
Because if I bring the full weight of my emotions to my wife, I will crush her.
Oh, I remember you saying.
Yeah. Because it's just no one person is supposed to handle all that is me. And so when people bring the full weight of their expectations to one person, it's like, now you will meet all my needs. It's like, okay,
that's hard.
I'm out. I'm already out. Right. Okay. So I do most of it in a spiritual context, and it's just in a prayer. So I had angry prayer walks. I'm always, people around my neighborhood just probably think I'm nuts. I do it out loud. It's like, and I just go out there and I can't believe it. I'm sick and tired. And it's like, I feel like I'm incompetent and I've been at this for so long. And why don't I this? And how come that person said that? And and then injustice and unfair and this investment got stolen again. And I'm taking them to court and I'm sick and tired of lawyers and all that. Just get it all out.
Get it out.
All it out. And then I tell somebody, it's like, hey, I had to go for another angry prayer walk. And just not to be alone, just to bring him in on the journey. Yeah. And then if I get stuck, I know that I call my people in, or I'll like we've been to England twice because I need to hang around Nigel.
Wow, that's a statement.
I mean, this year I just need to be around Nigel, right? Yeah. It's like because he's the one that kind of goes, okay, how much joy do you have in your business right now? And I'm like, no, and he's like, Okay, that's not yeah, there's a whole lot more joy waiting for you. Why don't you try something like this or this or this? And then, so I'll try it, and all of a sudden my joy component or quotient goes way higher. So he's a truth teller in my life, and he adores me.
So this is cool, and that's a friendship,
Yes.
not a coach or a counselor.
No.
Because a lot of what you've said is it talks around the idea of being vulnerable with people.
Yes.
Right, and not only just a professional
No.
coach or counselor.
I think
And
both
that's
are
like-
important in different contexts, but yeah, I mean, I prefer free.
Yeah.
So if I can get it for
Hey,
free,
why not?
You know, but if I can't get it for free, then I actually will call a tow truck driver. It's like all my friends with their straps and their ropes. It's just
Right.
like it's getting dangerous. We need a professional, you know. So because I'm really stuck, you know, and that's and I've done lots of that where I'm really stuck. I just need a professional to come and help me out, and then I'll revert back to my friends once I'm unstuck. Because they're cheaper and more available.
Yeah.
It's like I'm all about that.
Well, one question is like, if you could go back 20 years and you're talking to 20 years ago version of Kim, if you could say one sentence to that guy, what would you say?
Oh my goodness. This is a good question for everyone. I want you to try this too, man. You can do this at home. What would I say to myself? I spent 25 years leading in the context of organized religion, and I would say to myself 20 years ago, there is another way to do this that doesn't come with all the expectations and shoulds and oughts that religion can bring. And so I know that's a loaded statement, but for me, there is way more fruit. There's way more Jesus now that I don't have the yoke of expectations, shoulds, and oughts, and you need to lead this big thing. And so for me, lots of other people do really well at it. For me, I'm like, oh, I just need something way more simple. So I would have told myself, think about what simple community looks like, simple friendship, simple church, simple finances, simple living. So we have downscaled our life dramatically because I want space. I've downscaled my schedule dramatically. I spent 25 years working 72 hours a week on average. And then, shock of all shocks, I had a medical stress leave of 6 months because I hit the wall. Okay. So I really downsized my budget, really downsized my schedule. So I have lots of space now to go on these angry prayer walks. I have lots of space to connect with my friends. I have lots of space to like every morning, most mornings now, I have 3 to 4 hours of just prayer and meditation and study. And it's a whole different. So I would have told myself 20 years ago, you don't need to run this fast. You don't need to do the 70. In fact, the 72 hours a week is just not healthy for you, for your marriage, for your family, for anyone around you.
Yeah.
It's not a benefit. And so I just would have stopped the hamster wheel, and it's just like, oh, maybe there's a way to do this where my impact can go up and my stress can go down.
Would you have listened to yourself?
I would have said, nice thought, not possible.
Right.
So I may have. It depends on how convincing I was to myself.
Listen,
like,
I really
listen,
need
Jerry.
this.
You know, I was like, I was like, oh, maybe there's another way. You know, in fact, some lady came over and just sat with my wife, and she goes, Darlene, there's a different way to do this than what you're doing right now. And Darlene's like, really? It's like, oh yeah, you don't have to run at this pace. You know that Jesus often withdrew to a solitary place to pray. So he wasn't about come on, let's take this by force. And he's like, there's just lots of space, lots of peace, lots of connection. And he just didn't live according to expectations and shoulds and oughts. And so my world has become way closer to what I see in the Gospels than it is towards what I was doing for 25 years, just the pace and the shoulds and I've said it so many times. But so that was what I would say to myself.
Okay, so
20 years ago.
I love that. what would you say to someone who's watching this, who's getting there on the desperation scale of wanting hope, wanting to be unstuck, who doesn't have a faith, doesn't care about faith, doesn't believe in it, just is. What would you want to say? What would you want to say to that person?
I would still go for a prayer walk, even if you're convinced you're not talking to anybody. But all the research shows that to get it out loud is really healthy. And so you empty the cup, but then to have an empty cup is empty. It's like, well, I scooped it all out. Now all I have is an empty cup. And so then the next part is like, how do I fill this? And so even if you don't have a faith base, it's like, I'm going to choose one person who may or may not be worthy of trust. I sure hope they're worthy of trust. But I'm going to start at 10%, open the vault, and I want to see what they do with it. And if they do well with it, then I'll go 15%. And so it's not your full, here's the core of who I am, and here's my negative emotion, and would you care for me? It's like, more please. It's like, no, just start at 10%.
Okay.
Now, knowing that they desperately want the very same thing you want. To belong, to feel encouraged, listened to and understood, prioritized and valued, to safe. Can I trust you? I mean, everyone has been designed, I would say, but everyone is needing that. So when you bring that to them, you're bringing them the answer to their most desperate question. So just start at 10%, and then that friendship may not work. And then you need to pick up your big boy pants and go try it again with someone else until, yes, go on your prayer walk, vent it out, get it out. Otherwise you carry the toxins. And then just go to 10%, go to 15%. And pretty soon you're going to find some people. It's like, oh, I can trust you at 50%. I can trust you at 70%. Then you're not alone. And you have those people to tell you the truth, which will set you free. It's always the truth that will set you free. Okay, so if the faith-based thing is not there, then you get to develop your front row with people that you grow in trust over time. So I deal with lots of people that have no faith background, and they're like, "Could this work?" It's like, yeah. No, for me, the spiritual world is a shortcut. Jesus is just like I vent it, and then I hear, and then what I bring to Darlene is a fraction of what I used to bring her. But anyway, but it really works even if you're just developing a friendship circle that will speak the truth to you.
I love that, because it's like, this is I just want one step. I want one, and one more thing that stuck with me that you actually shared with me probably 10 years ago.
Wow, look at you.
And it's always stuck with me. And I wonder if you could just summarize very quickly for people the behavioral iceberg.
Yeah.
Can you?
So at the bottom, we talked about those two core attachment needs, security and significance. Those are the core needs at everybody. So this is way below the behavioral iceberg. It's at the very core.
Okay.
So security and significance, can I trust you? Will you encourage me? Will you be there for me? Am I a priority? Will you listen, understand? Do I belong? At the very top of the iceberg is the behavior that's above the waterline that everyone sees. And so when anybody comes to me, it's like, years ago, this lady came to me, it's like, my core issue is insomnia. I'm sleeping 20 minutes a night. And nothing I try, and medication, all that kind of stuff. And so it's like, I'm like, I start my prayer thing in the moment there. I was like, hey, what do I need to know here? What do we need to do? And so I just asked her, it's like, okay, do you have any nightmares? And so it turned into that she had been horribly sexually assaulted as a kid kind of thing. And then that was the nightmare that kept on coming back. And so it is this like, oh, that becomes the behavior above the waterline was insomnia.
Right.
Can't sleep.
Right.
Underneath the waterline is thoughts and feelings. So thoughts and feelings is like, I am somebody to be used. I am somebody that's not safe. Men are not safe. And these become your thoughts and feelings that create the behavior. So I can't sleep because I'm not safe.
Right.
I have to stay alert.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, that's the thoughts and feelings that create the behavior.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, okay, that helps to know why the behavior's there, but that still doesn't take the thoughts and feelings away. Underneath the thoughts and feelings are the thing that we actually access, or core beliefs. So very bottom, core needs, security and significance. And then the next level is core beliefs.
Okay, yeah.
And her beliefs were, I am not safe. Men are not safe. I need to stay alert at all times in order to protect myself, which creates thoughts and feelings, which then creates the behavior which everyone can see.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah. So when we actually shifted her core beliefs and got and
To what?
My husband has been a faithful man and consistently caring, patient, kind. Not all men are like that.
Okay,
so that was the truth that went. And then she's like, oh, and I don't need to protect myself. In fact, it is counterproductive for me to protect myself because I'm losing sleep and all that kind of stuff. So when the truth came to her, and she also had an epiphany and an experience with Jesus, which is a longer conversation. Within 10 days, she was sleeping 9 hours a night.
Wow, that's beauty.
But we had to get to her core beliefs.
Yeah,
So the behavior, so people do behavior modification. It's to say, well, count to 10, or just take the sleeping pill, or Metamucil, or whatever. It's just like, I've tried all that, but the behavior is not changing.
Right.
So let's go below the surface. What are your thoughts and feelings?
Yeah.
And then what are the core beliefs that generate those thoughts and feelings? And then how do we give you truth that will actually meet your core needs and shift your core beliefs?
Yeah.
And so the truth that coming in at that level can set you free. And so she's and so all of her kids lined up and said, can we find out what our core beliefs are? I said,
Right.
yes, absolutely. So all of her kids came through and it's like, here's my behavior, here's my thoughts and feelings. What are my core beliefs that I have generated out of events or patterns in my life? Because all of us have events or patterns.
Yeah.
So whether it be I was abandoned as a child, or every time I try to build a friendship, they betray me, or that's a pattern, or an event, like her sexual assault and sexual abuse was an event that had to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had to go back there and for it to lose its power and for truth to come in so that she could live in truth, not in, oh, I'm never safe and men are horrible. And so once the truth was established in her, then her thoughts and feelings changed, and then her behavior changed.
I love it. Oh, thank you for.
I don't know if that was brief, but that's kind of how it works.
It wasn't very brief, but it's okay. It's gold. It's truth.
Yeah.
And I love that how much that helped me in trying to understand, because a lot of times, I know for myself and probably everyone listening has had these things or have these things that are like, oh, I wish I could stop doing that, or I wish I want to take that away. I want to take a pill or whatever, but like. But like you're just explaining, I mean, it's like what's below the surface, and I think that's what.
And then that changes the behavior. It's like, and so it takes a little bit sometimes, and probably some outside people to ask some good questions,
like
to go,
good friends.
Oh, yeah. I need to. Oh, I now understand my core belief.
Yeah.
My core belief is that I should shut up because nobody wants to hear what I have to say.
Right. Yeah.
And then my friends spoke into that, and my wife spoke into that, and it's like, that's not true, Kim. That's a lie.
Yeah. Right.
The truth is, everything inside of me leans forward when you speak, and I'm like, really? And I had to rehearse that truth, which changed thoughts and feelings, which changed behavior, because I didn't know I'd be traveling the globe, talking to small and large groups, and using my voice to help set people free. I didn't know that, so I had to deal with that behavior. I don't talk when people in authority are around.
Right.
To what are my thoughts and feelings? I should just shut up. Yeah. Core belief is nobody wants to hear what I have to say. My core need is like, I need to know that my voice has power. I need to know that people value me and my time and my thoughts.
Yeah.
So now the core beliefs have shifted toward the truth. So that, and I've talked to my brother about that. He's like, I have no intention. And so we're all good now. But it took a while for me to go, oh, that just some of those throwaway lines spun me right
crazy?
Out.
That's wild. Hey?
For decades, it spun me out. And he has no intention. It's like, I'm not trying to shut down your voice for the rest of your life, but that's how it works. We get these events or these patterns that create core beliefs that are not based in truth. They produce fear. They make me feel small. And they make me want to quit. That's when I know it's a lie, and I'm like, I want to abandon a lie And then with either a professional tow truck driver or some friends, I want to find the truth so that I can live based on that truth. And I have to write the truth on my mirror. And so in the mornings, I have a list of truth that I go out loud. I go through it because we train our souls by what comes out of our mouth. So I have to speak out loud the truth, and then I start living in the truth, and my thoughts and feelings line up, and then my behavior lines up. And I get to live the life that I have been destined and called to live, and make an impact, and walk in love, joy, and peace. And I'm like, come on, sign me up.
That's beautiful.
Sounds too good to be true, but it is a reality. And to be able to walk beside people and see them walk into the truth and experience more love, more joy, more peace, less anxiety, less depression. It is a high honor.
Whew. Well, I want to really thank you for not only just sharing some of your story and your wisdom here, but also just thank you for, I've experienced that from you, walking with me and my family for years. And so thank you for being that and being that safe place.
I always look forward to hanging out with you because I know you're going to get the real deal. And because you open the vault door and like, let's go for a tour. I don't know where this is coming from, or I'm not sure about this, but there is a choice on your part to be vulnerable. That is the key to change. Your choice to be vulnerable. Your choice to go, this is not working for me. I might need some help.
Yeah.
And that has made a difference for you. And my choice to be vulnerable has made a difference for me. So a lot of people, it's like, no, and I made a vow when I was a kid, I will never tell anybody about this.
Right.
And at some point I'm like, oh, that vow is getting in the way of me being 100% known.
Right.
So I had to choose 3 guys on the planet. It's like, I'm going to take you through a tour of my vault. Over the next 6 months, I'm going to go to 100% with you. Because the lie was...
100?
Yeah. So the lie was, if anybody really knew me, they'd reject me.
Right. Yeah, I think most people,
Right.
I mean... That's,
so I like, what am I going to do with that lie? It's like, well, I'm going to get 3 people that will have a full tour of everything I'm most ashamed of, including the thing, no one's ever going to find out about this.
Yeah.
I'm going to take them through a tour so that light and love can get to it. And so now I no longer believe that if you really got to know me, you wouldn't like me anymore. Because that has been disproven 3 times because I chose to give a person a full tour. So at some point...
That is actually just the song right before we started.
Yeah.
Like that's the song.
Yeah.
It's like, if I could only get out of my own way, that's when the light shines on through. Right? It's like that's when the light shines through, is when I can let be vulnerable. You're using this word vulnerable a lot. Right?
It is really a key.
If I could be vulnerable and not let some of those lies get in front of me, and actually trust or try something.
Yeah, and if one person doesn't do well, okay, I'm gonna go try it again.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part. When I'm over 5. It's like, okay, let's try number 6. Because but it's like, I'm not willing to live with this insecurity. I'm not willing to live with this anxiety. I'm not willing to live with this depression. I'm not willing to do this. Yeah. And so I'm going to continue to flag down people until I find somebody who can help me.
Oh, I love it.
Or I'm like, who should I call? It's like, do you know a tow truck driver? Do you know? It's like, I'm going to call. See if they can help me.
Yeah.
But it's just that level of tenacity and vulnerability that has allowed people to walk in brilliant freedom.
Oh,
like so much joy. Like the level, like we have anniversaries of our son's passing. It was a brutal year, but now both my wife and I are walking in a level of joy and just life. She is a woman filled with life, and normally mothers, the death of a child is it takes them out sometimes forever. So to watch her just be full of life and joy, and I'm like, laughter, she laughs, and the whole room lights up, and I'm like, good job, baby. So,
oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate
well
you.
done.
I love you.
Love you.
I will hear